are out and about at 50 Ocean in Delray Beach, and tonight is Dine for a Cause. And tonight, proceeds go to the Delray Beach Public Library. I'm here with Kimberly Burmeister. And Kimberly, the centennial for a library is big news.
It is.
100 years of a library. Tell us some of the events and some of the plans that the Delray Beach Library has for the big year.
Sure, we have events going on from April this year through April of next year, our big 100-year birthday. Starting off, we've got a big event going on at the Beach Club, the Delray Beach Club, on August 18th. We're bringing in the Olympic volleyball player, Steve Kurtowski. He's going to be doing, he'll just be coming back from the Olympics in London. And he's going to be doing beach exhibitions and volleyball tournaments.
That's huge.
All-you-can-eat family event, barbecue on August 18th.
Wow.
We have another event coming up in October 10th at the Delray Dunes. Girls, pearls, hats, and heels.
Hey, hey.
Yes,
now
that's another wonderful event. So we've got a whole calendar of events, and everybody can find out about that at our www.delraylibrary.org.
Okay.
And we post up new events every day.
Perfect.
So it's a big year, 100 years.
Well, and you also have some special glasses. Do you still have those glasses?
I do.
I think these are the ones right here.
And
Oh
these are
my goodness.
So fun.
Kimberly's going to model the 100-year glasses.
Here we go. I've got 100-year glasses.
And they're purple.
And Centennial shirt.
Oh my, yes. Oh, very nice. You wear it well, Kimberly.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. Dine out for a cause at 50 Ocean, Delray Beach. We're having a big time. Tim Bird, the Birdman, hanging out. Do I have lipstick on me now? I'm gonna wipe that off. Anyway, 9 years of married life and 10 years of knowing each other. So it's a big night.
Big night for us, and we're so glad we get to see you on our anniversary night because we love you and you're a big part of our lives.
And it's good to be here at 50 Ocean, Ocean Properties, Carrie Morrissey and all our friends, the Walsh family. It's going to be a beautiful night.
Thank you.
Tim Bird, the Birdman, and we're talking to David Salzberg, Hollywood movie director, and it's High Road Entertainment. Did I get that right?
High Road Entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, we're based at Universal Studios, and producer, more than director, but once in a while.
Yes. Well, you got to wear a lot of hats nowadays in Hollywood and everywhere, right?
I would do everything: craft service, key grip, senior gopher, whatever it takes.
Yeah, we're familiar with all those things, Now, David is originally from Boston, Massachusetts. Has spent a considerable amount of time in Florida. Lives in Hollywood with his lovely family. And one of the movies that you've done in recent years, which was a bit of a standout, was a movie called The Perfect Season.
Perfect Game.
Perfect Game. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Perfect Game. And that story was rich. Had a lot of rich texture to it.
It's a true story, and we were fortunate to get the rights. It took a long time for the guys that had the rights to decide who to give it to, and they selected us, and it was the story of a group of kids from Monterrey, Mexico, that dreamed of playing one game of baseball in uniform.
One game?
One game. All they wanted to do was play one game, and they got a priest, in this case played by Cheech Marin, who did a great job, and a coach. He wasn't really a coach, he had been a clubhouse attendant, and they coached them in 4 weeks to get in the Texas tournament. And a month later, in 1957. A month later, they won the Little League World Series in the only perfect game in the final ever. And they opened up Little League to, now Little League is in 100 countries. And ESPN and ABC run it, every end of July through the end of August. And really changed the way baseball was received around the world.
Sounds like there may have been some divine intervention somewhere along the way there,
It seemed to be. They weren't religious because they wanted to win.
Yeah.
They were religious because that's all they had. Most of these kids would have gone on to be factory workers like their fathers and grandfathers had been in the Fundadora. And but it changed the whole economy in Monterey because, the people that supported them and the way that the way that the city was recognized by the country afterwards, pretty amazing story.
Yeah.
Got to go to the White House a couple of times, people with that one. And
I was about to ask you my next question. What are some of the highlights, things you've gotten to do that you thought, wow, that's really nice that I got to do that?
Being invited to the White House twice was amazing. Yeah. And screening for the president and senators, and we had even the senator downhill, Mel Martinez, when he was in office.
Yes.
Was crying about how honored he was and how we showed Latinos in sports and in the media, because a lot of times people get stereotyped because of their background. And we got to go to the Mexican White House, it's not called that, but and screen for the president of Mexico and his family. Arnold and Maria, when they were together, screened it for the Board of Governors event, which is 4 American states and 6 Mexican states, and they get together every year with a lot of delegates. 3,000 people, and they talk about how to make things better on the border.
That's impressive.
With the governors.
Very impressive. Yeah.
I think that the best thing I've had little kids, little league coaches come up to me and say they loved it, and even one of the Walsh. We were just talking to Mrs. Walsh was saying that they just watched it last weekend and loved it. Yes. So it's one of those films that my old partner Peter Goober said to me, "It's your Rudy," and he had done Rudy. So he said, "Get ready to 20 years from now, still have people saying I love The Perfect Game." So we were honored to do it. And it's a good movie and positive and family. And
so, what about your next big project? Can you give us a little insight or scoop?
Yeah, well, we've got a couple. We actually tonight at the Silver Docks in Maryland, we have a premiere of a film called La Source, and it's a documentary, and it's about 2 brothers from Haiti, and one guy is a janitor presently at Princeton. And when the earthquake happened, this guy works 2 jobs. He's been at Princeton 17 years. His name is Josue, and right after the earthquake, he got the Princeton senior class to get together, and we worked with the charities, and we have a water charity with that, and raised enough money to bring water to 10,000 people in a town called La Source in Haiti. So a guy that's a janitor convinced the senior class at the school that comes up every year is like top 3 to not talk about it but actually give back. And Don Cheadle narrated it.
Yeah, yes.
And so that is premiering tonight in Maryland, but I'm here with my friends at the Delray Beach Library event, which I'm honored to be at too, with Kerry Morrissey and the Walshes. And
first of all, the Walsh family is a great family. They love South Florida, and of course they have national and international concerns, and they love the community and they give back, and it's very, very nice. Kerry Morrissey is their community liaison, marketing maven that he is, does a great job, and well liked by
Special
everybody.
K, the chef tonight.
Oh yeah, Special K at 50 Ocean.
He's the celebrity chef tonight.
And of course, downstairs is Boston's on the Beach, which is a great family place, sports restaurant, and just a great time. In fact, your wife and little ones are getting a head start on your meal down there already, I understand.
They were waiting to have their Maine lobsters till they came to Boston's and Delray Beach.
Perfect.
And we have one more movie coming. I got to tell you.
I was just going to ask you. You told me about one that's premiering tonight. Is there something that you're sort of in the middle of or working on?
We're in post on a movie right now, which we were really honored to be asked to do. Mike Betcher, who's an ABC correspondent, 32-year conflict journalist, came to us a couple of years ago with another friend of ours who's a fairly successful guy, and they said they spent the last 3 years in Afghanistan, he and his son embedded with the U.S. military. And this guy's like Ernie Pyle. He's never wanted to be an anchor, always wanted to be in the field. And the father-son reunited while spending their time with the 101st Airborne, the 82nd Airborne, and it's funny, Mike and the soldiers are there for the same reason. They're trying to give back, they're trying to make the planet better, and we're in final post on that film right now, and that film is When the Sky Turns Red.
And that's a film, not a documentary.
It is also a documentary. Both these, we have a couple of scripted films we're working on, but both these are documentaries, and crossing our fingers, knocking on wood that we'll get it nominated.
And tell me the title again.
The title for that is When the Sky Turns Red.
When the Sky Turns Red.
Like a storm, which we see down here when the, when
yeah,
the sky turns red
those, yeah.
in South Florida.
Yeah.
But these guys are just amazing. The troops, and Mike Betcher, and you know, being a correspondent, you know, being in the field and living with the troops in combat. I mean, Diane Sawyer even said it when she went over there and spent time with them last year. What they do is amazing, and the troops respect them because they don't go back to the hotel, and they don't go. They're in the field, and Mike's an amazing guy. Amazing guy.
That sounds like something that I can't wait to see.
We'll make sure you get an advanced screener, and
Great.
we'll make sure we're going to do different groups have come to us because we're going to support charities for the troops. And right now we've been in a couple of talks with different charities.
I can plug you into somebody who's very involved with the veterans in South Florida if you're ever interested.
If you want to do that, we'll do a special screening here. We'll donate the proceeds to charity. Would be thrilled to do it because the reason we do films like that or films like La Source, our company High Road has that name because we're trying to do things that aren't just about, you know, you want to make money because it's business.
Sure.
But at the same time, if you can do things that make the planet better, and I really like to do things that make my kids proud of their dad.
Yeah.
So that's what
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's about the biggest thing I can do with what I make.
One last question, because I know you want to get to dinner with your family. What advice would you give somebody who is looking to do what you do?
Well, you've got some great schools here in South Florida, including in the Palm Beach area, that support communications classes and support the arts and film. And that's how we ended up, I ended up really coming down to South Florida 7 or 8 years ago, was working with the Palm Beach Festival. But just never quit on your dream. If you believe you can do it, even if people tell you you can't do it, just don't stop, because a lot of people up in Boston, when I first wanted to be in the film business, they called me Hollywood, and it wasn't a compliment.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of other people out in LA that are not only from Boston but from all over the world, and just chase your dream, don't stop, and try to help people along the way, because at some point those people you help along the way will help you at some point.
Yeah. I've had people that I've actually taught and trained in broadcasting actually be in positions later on to help me. So it is one big circle of life.
If you meet a lot of talented people with different backgrounds, and it always pays to be nice to people, say hello, and get to know people, and you never know who you're going to talk to or going to meet. Or someone that will say, hey, you were nice to me 5 years ago, and I now have a script or a film, and it comes back to you.
Absolutely. David Salzberg has been our guest. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm really grateful.
Congratulations on all your success, and good luck with all the future projects that will be being released, and the one in Maryland tonight as well. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you, Neil London, ICTV1. And of course, this is your Palm Beach